It was a cold night in November 2018. Oliver, his wife Emily, and their daughter Sophia were on an overnight bus journey from Lisbon to Madrid. They had spent a wonderful day in Lisbon and were looking forward to some rest during the trip. But little did they know, this night would change their lives forever. The bus was filled with passengers. Some were asleep, some whispered in hushed tones. Oliver leaned back in his seat, trying to sleep, while Emily looked out of the window at the dark, empty roads. The bus moved through deserted roads, and rain drizzled lightly on the windows. Everything seemed normal, until the driver suddenly hit the brakes. Passengers jolted forward, startled. "What happened?" Oliver asked. "I think there was an animal on the road, but I don't see anything now," the driver replied nervously. Oliver looked out of the window. The road was empty, except for the dense forest surrounding them. The bus started moving again, but the tension lingered. Sophia suddenly woke up, crying and pointing toward the window. "Mama, that man is watching me," she said, frightened. "What man?" "There's no one there, darling," Emily replied, confused. Oliver looked outside. There was only darkness. He tried to comfort Sophia, but unease crept into his mind. The temperature inside the bus dropped suddenly. The passengers shivered. A chilling cold spread inside the bus. It felt unnatural, as if something invisible was among them. The driver slammed the brakes again, this time harder. The passengers panicked. "I just saw a man standing in the middle of the road, but he disappeared," the driver said, terrified. A tense silence fell. The bus refused to start. The passengers murmured nervously. Some stepped outside, trying to inspect the surroundings, but saw nothing. "Papa, that man, he's inside now," Sophia whispered. Oliver and Emily's horrified expressions showed their growing fear. The atmosphere in the bus grew heavier. At 2:30 a.m., loud knocking echoed from the rear window. A woman with a baby started crying. Then, an eerie tapping sound echoed through the bus. It came from the window, as if something, or someone, was trying to get in. The bus shook slightly, as if someone was walking on the roof. The conductor hesitated before speaking. "There's something up there," he whispered. Arthur, an elderly man, spoke solemnly. "We should not stop here. This place is cursed." Suddenly, the lights flickered violently. Shadows danced on the walls. Sophia, clutching her father's arm, whispered, "Papa, he is smiling now." A passenger flashed a mobile torch across the bus, nothing. The fear intensified. Then, a sound, like nails scraping against the windows, filled the air. Fear gripped everyone. No one dared to move. The driver attempted to restart the bus. It finally roared to life, but Sophia pointed outside again. "He is running alongside the bus." The passengers looked out, but saw only the blurred trees and darkness. At 4 a.m., a strange village appeared ahead. It wasn't there before. They passed by a deserted village. There were no lights. No signs of life. Had they strayed into a place that shouldn't exist? The bus halted. The driver stammered. "I've driven this route many times, this village, it's not on the map." The bus refused to start. The door creaked open on its own. A passenger tried to step out, but vanished into the darkness. His screams echoed and faded away. "Something is here. We are trapped," the conductor sobbed. The bus shook violently. Then, silence. It felt as if something had entered. Something unseen, watching, waiting. A shadow flickered at the front of the bus. Oliver turned his head sharply, but it disappeared before his eyes could register it properly. Emily clutched Sophia tightly, whispering reassurances, though her voice wavered with fear. More passengers huddled together, mumbling prayers under their breath. The rain outside turned heavier, drumming against the windows. The bus trembled again, not from the storm, but as if something enormous had landed on its roof. A slow, deliberate dragging sound moved from the front of the bus to the back, each step echoing in the silence. The conductor clenched his jaw, unwilling to look up. "He won't let us leave," Sophia whispered again. "Not until he's ready." At 5:45 a.m., the horizon lightened. A glimmer of hope appeared, a cafe at the end of the road. And just when they thought it was the end, salvation arrived. The bus sped toward the cafe. The driver braked, and the passengers rushed out, breathless. A cafe owner looked at them, confused. "How did you reach here? This road has been closed for years," he asked. The passengers exchanged horrified glances. Sophia looked up at the sky and smiled. "They won't trouble us anymore, Papa. They have forgiven us." A lingering question hung in the air. What really happened that night? Was it just a series of hallucinations? Or did something truly sinister lurk in that haunted forest? The answer remains unknown. But one thing is certain, those who pass through that road never forget the night they wished had never come. Friends, if you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe, and stay away from roads that lead to nowhere.